Across Texas right now, wildfires continue to be an issue, especially with this heat. This is a live look out of the Austin area where evacuations are underway in Hays County. The fire is taking up 250 acres. You can see some of the smoke that's being created in that part of the state near Austin. Well, yesterday, the Texas A&M Forest Service responded to 16 wildfires for 341 acres. The Forest Service says hot weather and dry vegetation is to blame for the elevated fire risk in the Hill Country and North Texas. Meteorologist Pat Kaplan joins us now. Now, what does our wildfire threat look like here, Pat?
The wildfire threat for us here in Southeast Texas is on the lower end, and I'll explain why. Because there are different ingredients that go into fire weather. It's not just dry brush, although of course that is the foundation for it. You also need breezy conditions to kind of carry those embers once a fire develops, and you need low relative humidity. These are the two big ones in terms of the actual weather conditions that we're seeing out there. So let's go through the checklist. You know, we've got the dry conditions out there, obviously, not just for us here in Southeast Texas, but through the entire state. Severe, extreme, and even exceptional drought there in the darkest patches of red. Here at home, though, we're not immune to that. You know, we're still seeing, again, exceptional and extreme drought, and we're running a rainfall deficit of between 6 and 8 inches on average. Hobby, though, coming in, or at least closing in, on a 17-inch rainfall deficit. Wind, pretty much everyone's seeing winds that are about the same, on the order of about 10 to 20 miles per hour coming in from the south, so there's no difference here. So we've got the dry brush, we've got the wind. What's the one thing that we have that Central and West Texas don't have? Humidity. And that's the big factor that's keeping our wildfire threat low. With dry air and breezy conditions and very dry brush through the Panhandle and West Texas, that is enhancing their fire risk, and that's going to be in place at least through Thursday. For us, the humidity really puts a cap on that fire risk, at least for now. If these dry conditions persist, though, over the next few months, we don't get a tropical system in here, we don't get any good beneficial rain, and the brush stays dry. Once we get into this fall and winter pattern with cold fronts coming through, drawing in that dry air mass and drawing in those breezy conditions, that is when our fire conditions will start to become more of a concern for us here in Southeast Texas. So the big question, of course, then becomes, where is the rain? And Tim Panday just has that coming up now with the full forecast. But Tim, you know, a lot of counties in the area have really taken steps to kind of mitigate the risk of seeing fires here at home.
Yeah, burn bans up for all of Southeast Texas and a large chunk of the state in general for all those reasons that you just mentioned, Pat. Out there with the heat, we've got no heat advisories, no heat alerts up for our area right now, but just to our North Central Texas under a heat advisory for once again more triple-digit heat that we'll actually be experiencing here tomorrow and even in some areas on Thursday. Some areas today even saw it as well. We're going to see a little bit of a cool down or a little less hot as we head into Friday. This is when we have our highest risk for seeing some widespread rain. That enhanced cloud cover will keep temperatures suppressed a little bit, but then we stair-step our way back up to near average temperatures, which is around 96 this time of the year by early next week.